These are the only rep ranges you should be using if you want to get jacked. And it's about time you build muscle, because your friends don't respect you, you hate the way you look, and you've searched YouTube for hours and hours on the best video for building muscle. Now you finally stumbled upon it. Why do we need rep ranges? The first reason why we even use rep ranges is because rep range is what we need for our progression model, that being the dynamic double progression. I made a whole video on how this progression model works, and this progression model is what's going to allow you to progressive overload. Everyone knows every single time you work out, it must be slightly harder from the previous time. But does that mean adding weight, adding reps, or both? And if it does mean adding weight or adding reps, when? Well, in this video, I explain absolutely everything. So all your questions about progressive overload, all your questions about when you should add weight, when you should go up in reps, when you should add more sets is answered here. So this video is like a part 2 to the progressive overload video, because now I'm going to teach you the best rep range. The first and best one is the 5 to 10 rep range. I always use the 5 to 10 rep range, especially on compounds. And matter of fact, I lied. Even on isolations, I use the 5 to 10 rep range. The biggest selling point of it is that it allows you to get a heavy set that's hypertrophic. In other words, stimulative of muscle growth. And that's our goal here, muscle growth. Not muscle strength, but muscle growth, bigger muscles. Now, of course, if we just wanted to do a heavy set, we would just do a 1 rep max or a 2 rep max. But those sets use too high of a load and are too specific to strength training. We're not here for strength training. We're here for muscle hypertrophy. We're here to get fucking jacked, build bigger muscles so that people actually start respecting us and people actually realize that we train. So the way to get bigger muscles while still allowing you to lift heavy weight and feel like a boss is the 5 to 10 rep range. Even my isolation lifts, the first set of 3 on my tricep extensions is in the 5 to 10. Same goes for my bicep curls, same goes for my compounds, like hack squats, bench press, lat pull downs. I always love the 5 to 10 because it's such a beautiful rep range to lift heavy, but also make fucking gains. And it's a rather quick rep range. A set of 10 isn't gonna take you that long. Now granted, it depends what exercise you're using and how tough the set was, but a set of 10 will always and generally be quicker than a set of 20. Number 2, the 8 to 12. Now the 8 to 12 is the classic hypertrophy zone. It's like what gym noobs go in the gym and do on their first day, 4 sets of 8 to 12. But the 8 to 12 is still good. Don't sleep on it. The 8 to 12 is that nice balance of the 5 to 10 rep range and the 10 to 15 rep range, which I'll get onto in a sec. But the 8 to 12 is that sweet spot where you can still lift heavy, because if you enter that rep range at the bottom of it, meaning a set of 8 or a set of 9, that's still relatively heavy, that's still hard. But the fact that you're able to progress past 10 and hit rep number 11 and 12 just allows a slightly higher chance of you feeling the pump. And everyone loves the pump. Don't lie to me and say that you don't like the pump. When you feel the pump that accompanies that next day soreness, it's just a type of feeling that cannot be replicated. And the 8 to 12 rep range works very well for still getting those heavy reps like we just said, but also getting us a bit of the pump. Next, the 10 to 15 rep range. Now this is what I like to call the pump rep range, because if you do 2 sets of 10 to 15, guaranteed you'll feel the pump. Guaranteed whatever body part is working will feel bigger and you'll be able to touch it and it will feel like, whoa, there's a lot of fucking blood in there. I often like to use the 10 to 15 rep range as a secondary set. So I'll typically start with 1 set of 5 to 10. Then for my second and third set, I'd have that in the 10 to 15. This is how I combine heavy work with more pump work. And this is how you get the best of both worlds and keep training fun. Training being fun is a very big factor for adherence. If your training's not fun, you're not gonna turn up. Now, obviously there is a fine line and there is an argument, you could be said where it's like, training shouldn't be fun. You should just turn up and do it regardless of how you feel or regardless how fun it is. That's true. But if we can have a training that we're gonna do regardless and it's not fun, or training that we're gonna do regardless and it's fun, we're gonna choose the fun option. So the reason I like 10 to 15 is because it's a bit of fun. After my heavy set of 5 to 10 or 8 to 12, then I do a set of 10 to 15, get the pump, feel good about myself, make a fuck ton of gains, because obviously that's the first priority, feeling good about myself, that's way down the line. The first priority is making gains. So I'll still make gains, but in addition, I can have fun, have some variety, and feel good about myself, because now I can go to the posing room, take a flexing picture, and I look fucking jacked because I'm pumped up. Now, whether you use different rep ranges on a set-to-set basis, it's completely down to you. I personally like to do my first set in the 5 to 10 rep range, my second set in the 10 to 15, and if I'm doing a third set, maybe I'll do it in the 8 to 12. At the end of the day, the rep range doesn't matter. All that matters is your effective reps. Those hard, slow, grindy reps at the end of a set. And like I've always been saying, it doesn't matter if those hard, slow, grindy reps come at the end of a set of 10 or at the end of a set of 12 or 17 or 23, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that you get those tough, effective reps that only are present, that you only find at the end of the set. So it doesn't matter what rep range you use, whether it's, the 5 to 10, 8 to 12, or 10 to 15, as long as you're getting those tough reps, that's all that matters. So when it comes to deciding which rep range should you use, it doesn't matter. Don't beat around the bush. You know how in life you say, you need to separate the big rocks from the small rocks and focus on the big rocks. Focus on the big things that make the biggest difference. The rep range is a bit like the small rocks. They don't matter that much. If every single set of every single exercise you ever done in your life was in the 8 to 12 rep range, you'd make gains, bro. You would, simply you would. And you'd make phenomenal gains. The only reason we use different rep ranges, and the only reason I'm making this video, is for variety, to keep training fun. And as we've established, if we can make training fun, it will just improve our adherence, make us more consistent, and make the process of us getting fucking jacked out of our mind a memory for life. Because now not only have we transformed ourselves, we had fucking fun. So bro, thank you for watching this video. If you're still struggling to grow your physique and you want my free program, in addition to a coaching call with me in which I teach you everything about building muscle, from diet to nutrition to everything else, for completely free in a 20 to 30 minute phone call, book a call with me down below, first link in the description. Click that link, choose a time slot, and I look forward to chatting to you. Thank you for watching this video. If I'm on your screen right now, then I've kept your interest somehow. Thank you for watching, bro. Catch you in the next one.